Hello everyone, welcome back to Let's Replay Bastion. Today we're going to start off entering a new who knows where to learn a little bit more about Zia.
Kid arrives just in time to sample Zia's famous cooking. He wolfs down too much too fast, and it all goes to his head. I've said a lot about the kid, but he ain't the only one wrapped up in all this.
As usual, what we'll do is we'll stick around for one wave while I sum everything up. So after the war between the Sails and the Ura long ago, Zia's parents, who were civilians, were taken into Salandia as refugees. They met up eventually and had Zia, who is an Ura girl, as we know, born in the city, knowing nothing about her heritage. In fact, her parents actively hid her heritage from her. They didn't want her to know about the Ura. So her mom dies during childbirth, and her dad became a scientist, and he joined a group. I think we've heard the name before. The group was called the Mancers. They were kind of like Salandia's military scientists. So Zia and her dad grew distant. She went to school and learned about music, and in school she was picked on a lot because there were rumors that went around that her dad was a traitor to the city. And one Salandian boy stood up for her. They grew together. Zia brought that boy home to meet her dad, and that boy greeted her dad in the traditional Ura language. And the dad freaks out because it's a huge insult. This Salandian kid coming into his home with his daughter speaking Ura. She runs away from home, but the boy betrays her and tells the city marshals that she and her dad were selling secrets to the Ura. And her dad cut a deal that he would go to work on the weapon that would eventually bring about the calamity in exchange for his daughter's freedom. So he tells Zia to go home that night and stay put, don't go anywhere. And then the next day is when the calamity happens.
Perfect shot just happens in a flash.
Changing gears real quick, I decided to just come into this trial while I finished explaining that. This is the Breaker's Bow trial. These trials are actually a lot of fun because each one is kind of like a totally unique minigame. Like here, you have to line your shots up to pop as many of the targets with the fewest number of shots possible. So each pull of the string, I wanted to try to pop no less than 3 targets, except on the last one. So 5 is enough for first prize. You want to do it with as few shots fired as possible. The lower the better. I think you could probably finagle it a little bit so you can do that in 4, but I'm not sure.
When he says he passed the Breaker's challenge.
And now we can set off once more into the wilds. Wait one sec. I'm gonna actually go back to get the pike real quick, make sure that's equipped. That'll carry us through a lot of the endgame. So let's see. Brusher's pike, and I got the flame bellows. That combination will do a lot of work for us. I want to make sure it has armor penetration. Man, I'm bad at finding these. Yep, there it is. There's the armor penetration, so that's on. Armored enemies are going to become a lot more common pretty soon. I think maybe as soon as this upcoming level, the Bastion Quarry? No, I'm sorry, Mount Zand is what's coming up. I think the Quarry might be after this.
Can't rightly call Mount Zand a mountain anymore. There's no more mountains now.
This is one of the most
place left for the beasts of the wild to go.
Beautiful, lush environments we've come across so far. And you're totally just eclipsed by the canopy. Oh yeah, we do have a lot more armored enemies now, though.
They've been building a bastion of their own.
Yeah, we have lunkheads and we have these flowers now, which kind of protect themselves with their petals. Lunkheads, I'm pretty sure we saw last time. Oh, and ankle gators too. Lunkheads are armored in the front, vulnerable in the back. Gotta try to deal with that while dodging these spores, which pop hallucinogenic goo all over the floor. And you're phasing out and regenerating health. That's awesome. Thank you. Yeah, whatever.
Best thing we can do for those beasts right now is put them down quick and clean.
Not a lot of respect for the beasts of the wild. Boo-hoo. The Galleon mortars up there. I think we saw that before. Unless, no, I'm thinking of the Calamity Cannon. Galleon mortar, I can't control that with the controller worth shit. Mouse and keyboard, it's a different story, but yeah, we won't be using that just yet. And there's a memento over here, the fine gramophone, which does something pretty cool back in the Bastion. I think it plays songs.
Situation.
I don't think you can control which songs it plays, though. And speaking of songs, and since we just went through Zia's, her history, remember what Zia was singing the first time we ran into her? She was singing a song called Build That Wall. It's one of the game's most iconic songs I mentioned back then. And you might not realize it. It took me a long time to figure it out, but that folksy-sounding song that she was singing is actually very, very threatening. In fact, it's a threat from the Ura to the Solandians, and I suspect it was probably written around the time of the war way back when.
It's either them or us. But if we win, they win too. Our Bastion is everybody's game, not just ours.
If you look at the lyrics, it's something like, I dig my hole, you build a wall. The Ura get around by tunneling and digging holes, and the Solandians defended themselves with a rippling wall. And then there's another line that's like, so build that wall and build it strong, because we'll be there before too long. What else? There's, gonna build that wall until it's done, but now you've got nowhere to run. I don't know where Zia picked that song up, but I don't think she knows what it means, because on the surface, it's this pretty folk song, like Ring Around the Rosie is a folksy nursery rhyme that children sing, but it's ostensibly about the Black Plague. You've probably heard this before, but go look at the words to Ring Around the Rosie. Every single line is about the plague. Ring around the rosy, pocket full of posies, ashes, ashes, we all fall down. It's threatening in the same way that Build That Wall is. I think Zia probably heard it as a kid, but she didn't understand what it meant. It just reminded her of home or childhood. So we're getting very close to rebuilding the Bastion finally.
The arsenal's complete, in case we need protection. Suppose it's true a little song can put things in perspective.
Did that not do anything? Am I crazy?
Fixed that thing right up, didn't we? Made these goings-on a little livelier. The culture. A still life of old unwanted keepsakes. The valediction. Just another one of my sketches. Nothing more.
Yeah, you can mine those vigils and the challenges for a little bit more lore.
The Quarry's gotta have one, right?
Before we head to Bastion Quarry, actually, let's do one more quick little trial. Because I haven't really shown these off too much.
Caelandia's army only took the best, and the best of them trained on Trigger Hill. The Triggers believed they were nothing without their rifles.
So this is the one for the Army Carbine. And it's really, really easy. So this is timed. You want to pop the targets as they come up as quickly as possible. This is probably the easiest one to get first place on. To get first prize, I mean. A lot of these, you really don't even have to wait for them to be fully lined up. Even if you do, though, I think the first prize time is like 30 seconds or something. And you get Trigger Blitz, which is a secret skill I already had, and a couple of upgrade materials.
The Caelandian army would have recruited him in a flash.
I guess the men of the wall weren't actually considered part of the army, because the kid did 2 tours on that wall. Anyway, we can head on over to Bastion Quarry, finally.
Just takes 3 things to build the greatest city in the world. It takes hard work and planning, and it also takes Bastion Quarry. We bought the whole place from the Ura on the cheap. Same goes for its natives, Rattletails. Why would the Ura put up with those pests? Rattletails ain't the worst of it either, but more about that in a little bit.
In the lore of the game, the Gaspellas, when Solandia purchased this place from the Ura, did all of the hard work, and the Sail were just down here to keep them protected from all of the other enemies, the pincushions, the rat tails.
We found that the oldest ones remember things.
I think if something happens to them, they can actually turn on you. They will fight for you, though, which is pretty nice. So instead of hitting this switch, I'm gonna do this the cheap way and kill him. Oh wait, the windbag did turn on me. Yeah, I think it's if they take enough damage. Kill him through the rocks because the pike will reach through. Then you can lower the rock cage.
Keeping the quarry free from pests turned out to be a problem. Rattletails kept tunneling in to snack on windbags.
Yeah, rattletails are kind of annoying, especially in these tight spots paired with stink eyes. They tunnel underground, which means they can tunnel underground, then pop up, and then become invisible because of the idol, which makes them extra annoying to deal with.
Always were a superstitious lot. Might be the gods told them the quarry's bad news.
Yeah, this is chaos right now. Oh. What are you even hitting? Okay, thank you, windbag. Go over there and deal with the pincushion. I'm gonna have to throw that. Actually, is that even important to kill?
In any case,
not really.
It's fair to say the quarry was a godsend. Those rocks, all polished to a mere
Oh, I see what I
machine.
have to do here. I have to hit the switch and then get past quick enough.
The largest ones, you know as cores. Single core could keep the lights on in the entire city district. The smaller
Holy
ones,
crap.
we call them shards.
There is so much damage coming in at this level. So, I want to talk about something Ruck said. He mentioned that they bought this place from the Ura on the cheap. Solandia buying this resource-rich place cheap from the Ura kind of feeds into the interpretation that the Ura in this story were like the Native Americans who were forced off their land with violence and disease, or in some cases through trade, which usually favored the Europeans and the colonists. That said, stuff like Manhattan being sold to the Dutch for $24 in beads is a total myth. One, there's limited record of the actual deal and no deed for that original transaction. Two, the actual amount adjusted for inflation was something like $900, and it wasn't in currency or beads, it was actually in trade goods like axes and tools and fabrics and stuff. And three, it's not even clear which tribe actually made the deal with the Dutch, but it's thought that the tribe who sold Manhattan in the first place to them had no claim to the land, so the Dutch eventually had to pay for Manhattan twice by compensating the tribes who did have the claim to the land.
There's a voice calling from down the hall. Are you all right? It says. It's him. I've come to warn you, he says. The Bastion is under siege. Let it fall. You should not go back. Kid hears him, but he ain't about to be deterred. If that's the way it is, he says, then I won't stop you. Because my countrymen will. The next part's hard to talk about, no matter how many times I try.
That was the first time we've seen Zolf since he left the Bastion, and he comes to deliver a warning to the kid not to go back.
Say what you will about Zolf, but he's a man of his word.
And now we see that quite a few Ura survived.
Care for pleasantries, though.
And they are
Bad for that.
tough. Yeah,
Zolf showed him the way here.
attack, block,
He
counterattack.
came to take revenge.
Because they will just teleport and dash all over the
Inside
place.
Bastion and shut the door. Kid's gotta go in through the Should have seen this coming. Felt it in my bones. Unfortunately, they broke in, and they started digging their holes. Something wrong sprung out of those holes, and it's eating away at this place. We tried to stop them, but we needed help.
Now we find another use for all of those, the pets that we've been collecting. They'll actually fight alongside you in the Bastion when the Ura come in. So we have Pith, the mechanical bull, we have our ankle gator friend Steve, and we have even Philip the Squirt helping out. And they're doing a pretty good job. Oh, damn. There must still be stuff. Okay, there's another wave. From this point on, we're gonna be... Oh my god, no! Philip! They killed Philip, son of a bitch! Oh, where is the last one? The last few, I guess? The last wave, maybe? Oh my god, from Hell's Heart. I hope Philip stabbed at thee. Hope you took a few down with him. God damn it. And I was so sympathetic to the Ura, too. Up until they killed Philip. Okay, is there's still more left? Pit the Bull went back to his spot. Steve the Ankle Gator somewhere. Oh god, if they kill Steve too, I will restart this playthrough. So if you're... Okay, they somehow managed to get beyond this wall of stone that I can't really bypass. Uh-oh. This can't be a progression blocking bug, right? I hope I can get around this way.
Somehow,
oh, good.
Some way, he sends
Oh.
those Ura packets.
Steve just did it on his own.
It didn't matter. Zolf's plan worked. We find each other as the dust settles. Then I tell him why the Ura came. To get us back. For the Calamity. It was Caelondia's master plan to wipe the Ura out. But part of that plan backfired. Didn't
Well, on that bombshell, that's going to do it for now.
If
Next
only
episode
Zolf
will be
knew
the
whole
finale.
Story.
Thanks for watching, everyone. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe. Thank you very much.
The
Thanks for
shards
watching.
put
Take it
us
easy.
this
Have a good
easy
one.
mission. But there's only one cure. We need to finish what we
Oh my
started.
god, Ruckus, no. What are you talking about?